at the Dallas Sevens 2015 right here at the ASK Mamboleo grounds. Impala Saracens in the red and black, Top Fry Nakuru in their classic green, yellow, black and orange. On your screen, Kwame, of course, younger brother to Oscar Ouma, has been very instrumental in Top Fry Nakuru's ascendancy throughout the tournament. Very aggressive, very strong runner, has made sure that he has made himself known. And it's been kicked off. Top Fry Nakuru now on the attack. Impala Saracens trying to contain them, but the big, strong running style of Top Fry Nakuru seems to be hindering Impala's efforts to stop them. Good tackle coming in there. The turnover by Resolution Impala Saracens. Not awarded to them. Top Fry Nakuru back on the attack. Godfrey Mbea just breaking away to score the first try for Top Fry Nakuru against the Impala Saracens, putting the scores at Top Fry Nakuru 5, Impala Saracens 0. And just by looking at this Resolution Impala Saracens side, we're looking to see that flair that they showed earlier on in the day. Of course, as Lavin Asego said yesterday, once the Impala Saracens sniff blood, that is the end of that story. Top Fry Nakuru looking to make things a lot more difficult for the Impala Saracens by scoring first. Not hesitating in any way to get things done. Top Fry Nakuru managing to consolidate their own kickoff. They retrieve it and are now attacking down at the far end of the pitch. There we have Leslie Ochieng, and it goes out wide. Ivuti, another big, strong runner for Nakuru. And Pius Yundu has stolen that one illegally. He had to roll away. Remember, the player must roll away and release his opponent before contesting for the ball. Resolution Impala Saracens beginning to put on the pressure. Alan Odio there. The ruck is kept in check. And we noticed this earlier. Top Fry Nakuru have been attacking in threes, rather defending in threes, and it's been perfect harmony for them so far. It has been very effective and cost a lot of teams that have not managed to identify that possession at the most crucial points and times of the tournament.
Indeed, a great observation there, Dan. It looks like the simple instructions of the technical bench of the Top Fry Nakuru team simply instructed the players to ensure that each and every tackle has 3 men, makes it easier to go around and turn over the ball. And of course, when you've got a tactician such as Enos Otieno, who was a no-nonsense back row player in his prime, you definitely can see the execution of the tackles on Nakuru. But incidentally, much as they're actually committing 3 players on every tackle, if you do notice, they do not want to contest any rucks for Impala. In fact, every time they have the ball, they just prefer swinging it left, right, and center. But Ian Minjere looks to have perhaps seen a little gap, which closed up pretty quickly. That should be a scrum put in for Impala on the 5-meter line. Great response coming from Impala. A little under 3 minutes still left on the clock. And Impala look to just want to try and even this out, giving themselves a better chance of getting into the first main cup final in this year's edition of the National 7 Circuit.
That's right, a much more vibrant side that Impala has put up this time. No longer struggling as they have before. In jerseys number 14 and 13, Pius Shundu and Kevin Ochami, the two speedsters, alongside Ian Minjire, who today is in jersey number 12. A very good look for them. You can imagine the wealth of knowledge and experience that they are feeding off from Innocent Simiyu, Kenya's Superman. And now Impala are facing the pressure. Kevin Ochami just being held up. Can they set it down? And they do. Neto Simiyu to Pius Shundu, who tries to step back in. Quick feet, managing to keep them. Big, strong Ian Minjire going up for it. But he was ahead of the kicker. Unfortunately for him, that has cost them. And now Top Fry Nakuru coming back with this one.
Godfrey Mbe has been rather silent since he scored the try a couple of minutes ago. Getting back into the mix of things, Leslie Ocheng tries to get Alan Odio into the mix. Now, Alan Odio is the one player from Nakuru that you do not want to give any space, because he's got the speed to go around and cover miles, and only needs just a little gap to take it. The man in your picture on the left of the screen, because you can actually see him remonstrating with some of his teammates. And every time you actually see him with the ball, his strike rate is perhaps 8 out of 10 times he has the ball, he'll be able to score.
It's a very high strike rate for any player whatsoever. And he is one of Nakuru's danger men. They just have to be able, in Resolution Impala Saracens, just have to be able to contain him and pile the pressure on him. And just as we saw before this breakdown, they did manage to rush him and keep him out of play. If they can contain him, they will have a much easier time dealing with the rest of the Top Fry Nakuru team. But here Top Fry Nakuru have it again, and they fling it out wide. You can see the Impala defense climbing really quickly. Adio again with the ball. They are definitely containing him, not giving him any space. That man could be considered a demon of sorts. You give him an inch and he will take a mile. And here you have Nakuru, Top Fry Nakuru on the attack, unrelenting, flinging that ball out wide, bringing it down the right side of the pitch and coming up through the middle. But Neto Simiyu doing good with those follow-up tackles. Mbea taking on Pius Shundu. Pius Shundu not giving up, doing very well to hold on there. And there, Odio again, just looking for that little bit of space to punish the Resolution Impala Saracens. They fling it out all the way wide. Ivuti, can he go all the way? Ian Minjire just not calculating that right, getting steps back on the inside for Ivuti to score the try. Kevin Ochami was also unable to get to Ivuti just on time. And that has cost them yet a second try, taking Nakuru scores to 10, while Resolution Impala Saracens scores remain at 0.
Because the man in your picture, the man we were talking about earlier, Enos Otieno, former Kenya 7s and 15s international player, did have a stint at the Kenya Harlequin 3 seasons ago. Good to see him back home in Nakuru, and of course has been a very great servant of the sport in Kenya, impacting his wealth of knowledge to the current crop of the Nakuru RFC. Leslie Ocheng with the conversion, kicks it, does not look like it even left off his foot comfortably. Scores remain, Nakuru 10, Impala 0, second half yet to play.
Conversion wide, half-time scores, Impala 0, Nakuru 10.
They have nothing. Wacha wapeleke ball, hawana kitu. Sawa.
Sawa.
Peleke, you make the tackles, eh? On attack, just choose time ya kwanza kuingiza ball. Wanajua utaingiza. We pass, utapata opportunity. Usikuwe na haraka. Kuna overlap, just make the pass. Kama unaenda kufanya offload, wana buy time, wana realign. Sawa guys. Kick off ni nani? Sawa, tunachukua na tunaendelea. Sawa, need to score fast. Need to score fast. Sawa guys.
Push yote sawa.
Alafu wewe acha ku step back in, step back in.
Majama, good discipline. Good discipline. Let's keep them working on the back foot. Sawa. Quick reaction. Off penalties. Sawa. And support play. Alafu forwards. Jaribu tupeleke ball in. Tuko na numbers. Just try. Play it out. We have number 3 ikiwa mbaya, we recycle again. Sawa majama. We are playing in 3.
Lazima tupande sawa. Forward, go third man, lazima tupande. To kill your ball. Sawa, isirudi. Sawa. May the grace of God, Jesus Christ, the love of God, the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with us now and forevermore. Akubwa. 3, 2, 1.
A bit of incitement there from the Nakuru coach Enos Otieno. Was definitely one of those players you'd not want to link up with in a tight corner in a rugby pitch. You used to go by the rugby pitch name of Enos Opukia, named after some tribal clashes. I tell you, Dan, anytime you linked up with Enos Otieno, it looked like a tribal clash in its own sense.
Just the level of aggression that he possessed and still does, but much more controlled. Definitely one of Kenya's legends, one of the more ruthless tacklers, and in any contact situation was definitely a force to reckon with. Passing it down through the ranks at Nakuru. Nakuru kickoff for the second half of this game. Top Fry Nakuru currently at 10 points to Resolution Impala Saracens 0. Just trying to hold up a Nato Simiu there. Unable to. He wriggles down to the ground and they kick. A bit of a very woeful kick there. And Ivuti is taken down by Kevin Ochami, and Kwame has gone over the line. Seems to be a bit injured, rather sore. Must have landed very awkwardly during that one. So Top Fry Nakuru extend their lead to 15 points. Resolution Impala Saracens still at 0. And if you watch carefully, Resolution Impala Saracens weren't able to cover the base of the ruck. A bit careless there, and that cost them yet another try.
Kwame wobbles all the way back. Looks to be in a bit of discomfort. Leslie Cheng with the ensuing conversion. Does not go through the sticks. So Nakuru just trying to close out Impala and just have this done and dusted within the earlier stages of the second half. Nakuru 15, Impala 0. And it's not looking pretty, but Nakuru look to be playing what you'd actually term positive rugby. Get the result no matter what actually happens on the field of play. Impala look to be having an immediate response from the kickoff. Ian Winjire was guilty of missing a tackle, this time crossing the chalk for Impala, and Impala looked to have been stung back into action, and this looks like it's turning out to be a very exciting encounter. Nakuru 15, Impala 5, Nato Simiu with the ensuing conversion. Conversion successful by Nato Simiu. Impala 7. Sorry, I beg your pardon. I saw a flag moving up. I'll have to apologize for that. Impala retain the 5, Nakuru 15.
And in jersey number 7 for the Resolution Impala Saracens, Dan Abok, also returning home after a brief stint at the Strathmore Leos. Of course, he was also out for a year and a half due to a knee injury. Has managed to sort that out. His conditioning levels have stepped up drastically, and also is one of the more physical players. Definitely one to reckon with. Has managed to make the squad for the Impala Sevens. Good look for him. Top Fry Nakuru with this one, only 2 tries ahead of the Resolution Impala Saracens. And they punt it deep, waiting for the Impala Saracens to counter-attack. Can they manage something, a quick chip and chase, but lost. Top Fry Nakuru now looking for the counter-attack. Kevin Ochami taking the tackle very well, but Godfrey Mbea finding the gap where there was absolutely no one. Sidney Munyafi with the chase down, but unfortunate for him, Alan Modeo was there for the offloads. Nakuru extend their lead to 20. Impala Saracens remain at 5. Just caught a glimpse of Richard Sidindi there looking very frustrated. The conversion is good. Top Fry Nakuru 22, Impala Saracens at 5.
Nakuru bringing Charles Odhiambo, the man fondly referred to by his teammates as Obako, ostensibly for his uncanny resemblance to Kenya's 3rd president, Emilio Mwai Kibaki. Yes, on the far end of the picture there, minutes ago, Dennis Ironman Mwanja, former Kenya Sevens vice captain, stalwart by any standards, looked to be very intent looking at this particular match. Not too certain what was on his mind, or whether he's shopping for a couple of players to bring on to KCB, who have to fight it out for a place in the plate final, having lost out in the main cup final last week. Sidney Munyafu, easily handled by Alan Odio. Munyafu making it very easy for Odio to manage the tackle situation. Sidindi with the ball, looked like a very wayward kick, easily covered and retrieved by Nakuru. Neto Simiu just misses stepping, and Davis Makori opened up the highway. Ochami trying to cover the base, not looking like it will be possible. Nakuru have all the speed and should be able to score the try that will definitely finish this off. Nakuru 27, Impala 5, and Nakuru definitely will be one of the teams in the final, and we'll wait to see who will face them in the final.
Nakuru definitely upsetting Impala Saracens in this match. Current scores, Nakuru 27, Impala Saracens still at 5. Can see from the body language, Impala Saracens not happy about that in any way. Just waiting the conversion. Conversion is good, the flag goes up. Top Fry Nakuru take their scores, extend their lead to 29 points, while Impala Saracens still at 5 points. That one try scored by Ian Minjire, and that's the final score, ladies and gentlemen. Top Fry Nakuru triumph over the Impala Saracens, 29 points to 5. And make their way into the final here at Dallas Sevens. Once again on your screen, the confirmation of the full-time score. Top Fry Nakuru 29 to Impala Saracens.